Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Yeah, I know I've been taking way too long to tell my story, so I need to either, hurry it up or make longer videos. I don't know. But here is the rest of the story I was telling you guys. After I found out that Jay was cheating on me, he moved the woman into the house he was cheating on me with. He moved her into my house, and me and my baby boy had to move back home with my mom. And like I said, that was around the holiday season. So I was there for a couple of months. I remember my ex-father-in-law came by and, brought my baby, some Christmas presents and whatnot, which, even though the dude hated me, that was rather nice of him to do, despite the fact he's always calling me the N-word behind my back and whatnot, because like I said, that whole side of the family, big-time racists. And then, all this time, all this time is passing by, which is a couple of months or whatever. And I have Jay, I'd be talking to him on the phone, and he, liked to brag, making sure that I felt even worse, bragging to me about, his encounters with the woman that he was cheating on me with. And then it ended up not working out with them. So she ended up moving back to wherever it was that she came from. And then he decided he would hook up with some girl who was underage. He's an adult. He's an adult. And he was hooking up with some 16-year-old girl or whatnot, and then bragging to me about that on the phone, as if, I wasn't hurting already after, the betrayal, being stabbed in the back and whatnot after everything I did to help this dude. And I don't know what changed. I don't know. But long story short, after all of that, oh no, wait, there was another girl, we'll call her S. He had moved her into the house too. After, the one he originally cheated on me with was gone, he had moved this other chick in, and, they're, smoking weed and doing whatever there, and, once again, he's, bragging about whatever it was that they were doing. But something happened where, we ended up seeing each other again, and, long story short, I ended up moving back in with him, which never should have happened. What should have happened in the first place is he should have been booted out of my house. But at the time, I didn't have a driver's license and no car, and he kept the car. So when him and I, reconciled, and I finally moved back into my place, I ended up pregnant again. Yeah, this time it was with a girl. And we'll call her B. So, all this time, I'm, trying to, make this household work. And I feel like, I was, end up being, still on welfare, but I also feel like at the time he was working, he just, didn't like to pay the bills. You know what I mean? He was paying the lot rent, because like I said, we lived in the mobile home park, so we had to pay, lot rent, which was relatively cheap back then. It was like, what, $295, maybe $300 a month, which is really, really good. You're not going to find lot rent that cheap now in the year 2022, almost 2023. There's just no way. And let me think. I mean, my mind is hazy. Like I said, I'm still trying to heal mentally and physically and emotionally after all the drug use. And, I was told that, I may never, get my memory completely back. It may never completely heal. When you're dealing with chemicals that were in your brain that should never have been in your brain, it's really not good. It's not easy to come back from. It's very difficult. So bear with me as I try to recall, everything that happened. Let me think. Okay. So our baby B, she was born November 3rd, 2004. Okay, and then let's fast forward to June 2005, I believe. I actually was able to use my ex-sister-in-law's car to go to West Bremerton's DMV and take my drive test finally. So in June 2005, I finally got my driver's license. Yay me. I remember being so happy and so excited and not even thinking about, the future. Like, oh, hey, I have to be able to afford auto insurance. I have to be able to afford money for a tune-up, for oil changes, all these, necessary things. It didn't even cross my mind at all. Okay, let me think. All right, so yeah, and I feel like what ended up happening was after I got my license, a couple months later, okay, yeah, he ended up cheating on me again with the original woman he cheated on me with in the first place. But this time, because I had a car and a driver's license, he moved out. So he moved in with her to some mobile home park over in East Bremerton, I believe. And that was after her husband, because she was married too. So after her husband, I ended up leaving her. Now she had 2 children of her own, which were older, than my 2 kids. And they both had developmental issues. Like one had severe epilepsy and learning disabilities, and he always needed to wear a helmet just in case he had an episode. So, his head and his brain wouldn't be damaged. Let me think. Okay, and then I feel like, like November 2005, because, like I said, I was codependent, always felt like, oh man, if I don't have a man, I'm nothing, I'm a loser, I have to be with somebody no matter how big of a douchebag they are. So, silly me decided to go on one of them telephone chat lines. Now, if you want to know about douchebags and just criminals and just horrible, horrible dudes, that's where they congregate. Ended up meeting this tweaker named A. Of course, back then, I didn't even know what a tweaker was. In fact, I was telling an acquaintance of mine, I didn't even know what a tweaker was till the year 2007. But we'll get back to that. So anyway, so I had this tweaking dude move into my house with me and my children, and he absolutely contributed nothing. I mean, I don't even want to even speak ill of the dude, but he just wasn't a good dude. But I don't feel like sitting here like bashing him and demeaning him. I'm saying what I'm saying just so you'll understand that I did not have the right mindset about, life. I was always making stupid decisions, and that was way before I was even on drugs. So suffice it to say, my relationship with him did not last very long at all. In fact, I think I booted him out, or he left like December of 2005. So he was only at my house for like, a month and a half maybe, and did nothing but cause trouble the entire time. I remember the first day I met this dude, he said that he would drive my car back while I was, a passenger. The first thing he does is back up my car into a fence. Yeah. Anyways. So, January 2006 rolls around, and I ended up in a program that was through Kitsap Community Resources, which is a nonprofit organization over in Kitsap County. They help people who have issues, people who are single moms, single dads, and on welfare. So I started their community jobs program, and I was going to be given an internship for 6 months at a place of my choice. And not necessarily of my choice. It was a list of different places that you could work at, and the one that I happened to pick was St. Vincent de Paul on Bay Street in Port Orchard, Washington. So I ended up starting that job like January, how we say 17th, I don't know, but I know it was January 2006. So, things were already starting to look up. That dude wasn't around. Jay wasn't around. I was, getting into the habit of, being a single mom and taking care of these 2 kids on my own. Not to mention, Kitsap Community Resources, they also helped me pay for 6 months of car and auto insurance. And I thought that was absolutely fantastic. So I was off to a pretty decent start. I was working like 20 hours a week, I believe. And Kitsap Community Resources, they were the ones that were paying for me to work. St. Vincent de Paul was just a host site. But my boss there, she was still my boss or whatever, and she'd give me orders and training and have me do this and that or whatever. But my pay was coming from KCR. And, everything was all right. And then, lo and behold, April of 2006, there was some complications that would change our lives forever. And I will let you all know what that was in my next video. Thank you for watching. God bless you. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do, but only if you want to. Take it easy out there. Love y'all. Bye.